Hi Betty and Bill, it's Annie. Thanks for sending in your swing. I see why you're having some trouble, so I can't wait to show you. I've got the two camera views here. The left is the face-on view, and the right side we can see your swing plane. Now, I don't think Bill was using a tripod, so you'll see a little jiggling as we play the swing frame by frame. The lines will kind of move a bit, but that won't matter. The biggest issue is the left side. Look how in front of the ball you are with your left foot and your shoulder and your hip. If you remember, we want the ball off your left heel on a driver, and your shoulder's got to be behind the ball. So I've drawn these red reference lines. B is for the ball, 1 is in the middle, 2 is back here. We basically need to shift you 4 to 5 inches over so that your front shoulder tip right here is actually behind line B, and your head would be back here in this circle. Make sure and go to my website, and if needed, review the tip on ball position. The problem is you're so far in front of the ball, this ball would pop fly to the right, and you're making adjustments by swaying, and you're coming over the top, and then you're casting and releasing early, which explains why you're hitting this new driver a lot higher, but that also explains in general why you've lost a lot of distance. So let's scroll through your swing here. Let's do the left side first, actually. So watch the old tendency. Watch how your hip starts to sway. And you've got that little arching of the spine, which makes your hands, if you look over here on the right, you can see your hands are way up above line 4. And my main concern, though, is as you come down, you slide forward. So now you've moved even further in front of the ball with your shoulder right here, and then look how you've casted your wrist. You're not holding your lag at all, and that's decelerating your club, and it's also adding loft and backspin at the bottom. So you're basically scooping underneath it right here, and that is the source of the trouble. So I think somewhere along the lines you just got in trouble with your ball position, and you didn't realize you're kind of got back into some old habits. If we come over here to the right, your hands are a little too high, your club's across the line, but you actually make a pretty good down move coming through. Your club shaft is right here on line P. That's quite good. But your face is a little bit open, and right there you caught that off the toe, so that made your club come through a little bit under plane. But by far the biggest things are to work on the left side of the screen, get the ball position more forward, stop swaying, stay behind the ball, and then eventually do the broom drill to work a little bit on your release and lag. And that tip is also on my website, written as a wedge tip. Now I've attached a video tip here that is part of the Swing Pal library. I have not had a chance to film all of my tips and upload them to the site, so that will be done in the future, but I am going to pause this and show you an example swing of one of my colleagues so you remember what this is supposed to look like. Okay, Betty, so this is Oswald Drawdy. He's the CEO of Accelerise Golf, which are the guys that invented my whole system, and look at his stance with the driver on the left. You'll notice that he has the ball off the left heel, the right foot shoulder width. Notice the shoulder is behind the ball and the left ear is over the zipper, so that's that little spine tilt. So we've got to get you to start there, and then as you take your backswing, you need to work on keeping your hip right on the ball so that you don't sway. And notice how at the top his spine stayed leaned to the right. That's the look you want to get right here, and that in turn will then put your hands lower at the top, so it'll be easier to come down on plane. Now watch how he stays behind the ball. The head does not move forward, it goes down a little bit, not forward. So then the last step would be to hold on to this wrist cock so that you're lagging the club instead of casting it, and that your hands would then lead the way through impact, which is accelerating instead of decelerating, and that will also bring the trajectory down and lower the backspin rate. Take him on through to the finish. At the very end, the head comes through. So I hope that helps. Give me some feedback on this, and let me know if you want to send in another video later on. We can kind of track this and get you back on track.